you need, you go to the store, you pay them, and you're out the door, right? Wrong answer. You would come to me and say what your project is, and then I would make what you want. And you know what I have that you guys don't have?
A hammer.
Time. Time. I know how long it's going to take me to make it, and I will make it in my time. Okay? You got to realize our world runs instantaneously. If something happens in London, you'll know on your cell phone within 2 seconds. In the 18th century, everything runs at 3 miles an hour. Okay? You got to think about that. 3 miles an hour. Well, that's about how fast a person could travel. Okay? And that's also about how fast a sailing ship crosses the ocean. Okay? And then you figure that, play around a little bit while we got the fire going. And a horse with a wagon, 3 miles an hour. So in order for me to hear about something in London, not only would I have to send a dispatch over there, which would take 3 to 5 months, then I'd have to wait 3 to 5 months for that ship to return. So you got to think about how everything moves in this time period. So how do I forge stuff? And I use the magic word, forge. Guess what the building is called? A forge. What do you think my fire that I'm blowing air into would bellow? And if you listen really carefully, you can hear it. Can you hear the air? Can you still hear it?
Yes.
Am I pumping? I have 2 bellows. I have a driver bellows on the bottom and a forge bellows on the top. The nice part is that once I get it hot enough, that's now 1800 to 2000 degrees. So, by just a little bit of air on a fire, I can now shape things. Bring her over here. Do that. And because it's still hot, we can give it a little twist. We now have a barn hook. Something very simple. A little bit more. Make sure it's nice and flat, but I'm going to show you some things that Blacksmith can do. I like this style of hook because it shows a couple different methods. I can taper and straighten like a nail. I can do a right angle. I can do a twist. I can do a curve. And you see this little back thing? You know what that's for? That's the safety feature. If that came to a point, you could jam your hand in it. So we call that the pig's tail. And that protects your hand from when you're trying to put something on the hook.
Then you just hammer that side right in the wall? The nail part?
And then I'll show you. See this hook right here? I put that in there over 20 years ago. And I've been pulling on that and leaning on that ever since. It does not come out because of the way it's angled. This one's not angled properly, so we're going to give it a little happiness here. But if I leave this just like this, it's going to rust. So, in order to keep it from rusting, I'm going to add something that was extremely common during the day. See if I can get it a little bit hotter. So by adding air to a fire, why does that fire get hot?
Because
You blow on a fire, you blow it out, right?
Soldiers, please put the weapons down.
So
Oh.
now I'm going to melt. Where you go? Come here. You're fighting me.
Oh!
Okay? Now, this is just beeswax. What I'm doing is I'm letting this burn off. And the reason I'm doing this, and this sparked right up because this metal is about 700 to 800 degrees, which is the flash point of the wax. When it's done, what it'll do is it's going to leave what behind? When something burns, what leaves? What comes back? What's left? Carbon. Black carbon. So now take it from 700 down to 50, which just hardened it. But now I have a piece of iron that won't rust and has a black finish on it. All done with heat and beeswax. Okay? These handles I did on these, I don't know how many years ago, but you can see. No rust, nice and black. All right, this one wasn't done, made about the same time. Okay? So, very simple. So, what other things do you think a blacksmith would make?